Hi, this is Aaron Wilson. I'm at NRG Stadium following the Texans' victory over the Carolina Panthers. It's just preseason football, I realize that, but this was our chance to see the first team offense for the first time under the direction of new offensive coordinator Nick Caley. And let me tell you, it looked good. When you think about what C.J. Stroud did, that's 6 for 8, 44 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. The only sack, a coverage sack where nobody got open, and then she just had to take the sack. I was encouraged by the tempo, the quick game, and of course, what we already expected, the chemistry and timing between C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins, capped by a touchdown to take the early lead. We also saw a crisp throw and a good play by Jaden Higgins, the rookie wide receiver. Perhaps even more encouraging, Nick Chubb ran with a little bit of burst, a little bit of quickness, a little bit of power, broke some tackles. 5 runs, 25 yards, 5 yards a carry for those keeping score that are great at math like me at home. I thought that Chubb gave a credible performance. He said he had some nerves afterward, and he acknowledged that that's really just how he is, not anything particular to playing in this offense. A lot of praise afterwards from Nico Collins, from C.J. Stroud, from Laken Tomlinson for the offense, the scheme. And this was just a little bit of it. This is the vanilla version of the offense. This isn't with all the sprinkles and the hot fudge and the bananas and all that good stuff. This is the vanilla version of the offense. There's no chocolate ice cream, there's no strawberry, there's no pistachio. This is vanilla offense. This is preseason. But I thought it looked good. So with Nick Caley calling it from this sideline that I'm sitting on, calling it instead of from the booth the way he did against the Vikings. He's still figuring it out. To me, this looked a little bit better than what he did from the booth, but I think it's because of the personnel he had on the field. So we're going to start with offense, then we'll get to the defense, I promise. So I'm going to go through some of the performances. So offensive line, Arion Jersey is playing very well at left tackle. Cam Robinson missed this game. He's still working his way back from a leg injury. Everybody's talking about he's going to lose his job. I don't know that yet. I think that they are open to having him at least begin as the starter and having Ursary play right tackle. I know that Ursary's a little more comfortable at left tackle than right tackle, but we'll see. That decision, I don't believe that's been made. And all of this obviously is contingent on when does Cam Robinson get back. I would not be concerned about Titus Howard missing the game. Titus, they're just going to hold out anybody that has any kind of injury. So that applied to Damian Pierce, that applied to not having Foley Fatukasi and Derek Barnett on the other side of the football. So they're Christian Harris too, notably. They're going to take their time. They're going to be patient. They want to get these guys ready for the games to actually count. So going through the offensive line, yes, it was Arion Jersey, left tackle. Left guard, Laken Tomlinson. Center, Jake Andrews, seems to be winning that job over Jared Patterson and Scruggs. No one's challenged him. It felt like it had already been kind of a foregone conclusion when camp started that it would be Andrews. Right guard was Ed Ingram, and then right tackle today was Blake Fisher. He played better than he did in training camp. This was a better performance by Blake. So like I said, some decent things happening with the offense. They came out in 12 personnel. That means 2 tight ends and 1 back. So they had Cade Stover and Dalton Schultz, and Nick Chubb told me he really liked having that 2 tight end look to run behind. So I thought that was good, and maybe a little glimpse into some things that they believe in. We'll see how they handle everything with the fullback position. But to me, that is one look that we might see again, because that's how they started this game. So it would be interesting to see, do they continue with that? Like I said before, Laken Tomlinson, real solid. Jake Andrews been solid. Over right guard, Ed Ingram's having his moments. Fisher, it was more acceptable. Certainly not the substandard play we've seen at times during training camp, and didn't think it was very good against the Vikings either. But this was better, a step in the right direction by Blake Fisher, so good on him. Then when they subbed, after the Christian Kirks and all those guys leave the game, and Xavier Hutchinson played well. But some good running, 40 yards by Woody Marks. So that was good to see Woody show some wiggle, a little bit of open field ability, and so they were happy about what they got there from Woody Marks. So that's another good thing to happen. And then Irv Smith, who's kind of penciled in as the 3rd tight end, he has 5 catches, a team high for about 46 yards, caught all 5 passes thrown to him. So good job by Irv. Irv had a finger injury, so he's completely recovered from it. He's very happy with his performance. And so let's go to defense. Boy, did they make things hard for Bryce Young, the former top overall pick, who's one of the shortest quarterbacks since Doug Flutie, and even smaller in terms of weight. Poor Bryce. So he was being chased around by his buddy, his college Alabama teammate, Will Anderson Jr. Will was all over him, and it happened so fast, he could just dodge that one play in terms of the defender and the pursuit angle, and he ran right into the arms of Mario Edwards Jr., so he sacked. He was 0 for 2. He rushed for 2 yards. That's not good. This Panthers offense, I know they're bad. They were bad last season, but it was bad again. It was bad, bad, bad. And the Texans, they flexed some muscle. These guys look good. Bigger muscles than these muscles. They got some real guns, these guys. Gun show. So, Daniil Hunter, all over the quarterback. Mario Edwards Jr., a sack. Will Anderson Jr., shot out of a cannon. And then the speed of Darrell Taylor. So it was just a hit parade by this wrecking crew of a defense. I said to Derek Stingley Jr., you know, you guys have everything except for one thing. He said, what's that, Aaron? A nickname. Curious to see you guys in the comments. What should be the nickname for the Texans defense? The Wolfpack, the Wrecking Crew, maybe something, Texas themed? I don't know. I'd like to hear one. A little thought into this about nicknames. I don't know if I have a good one yet. He said you guys can come up with one, and I'm quite sure we'll get a nickname if we deserve it, if we play well enough. I think they're going to deserve one. That's why I asked the question. I think they deserve a nickname. So yeah, a couple things more on defense. Did you guys see that 3 linebacker personnel grouping? I liked it. So you see Azeez Al-Shaair, the defensive team captain, and middle linebacker, they're in the middle, flanked by Will linebacker E.J. Speed, and you also have a Sam linebacker, and they're interchangeable with Henry To'oTo'o, who had 105 tackles last year. So you have him, you have E.J. Speed, who had 142 stops last year for the Colts, and he's really as long and fast as you could hope for from a linebacker. That looks like a good linebacker core. When you put all of them out there, and you have Christian Harris, very competitive situation. Talk to EJ about that. We'll see. You guys will see that interview as well. I'm gonna post a bunch of interviews. I'm gonna kind of edit them together, do a little editing here, and let you guys hear from the players instead of just hearing from me. So I know you guys want to hear from those guys and kind of what they think of this game, their reactions to a positive home debut here at a noisy NRG Stadium, especially for a preseason game. I thought they had some good energy. And our Alexander and I, we previewed the game over there in the corner of the end zone, and now here I am behind the Texans bench talking, and people are over there having some fun, and they're going to have cleaning crews in here, all that kind of thing. But when you think about the Texans and what they're doing as a defense, the architect of that being D'Amico Ryans, it's encouraging, very encouraging. So some good things happening. Jalen Smith, an interception. Rookie corner for USC, making a play. That's great as a third corner. So ever since they had that retirement of Ronald Darby Jr., they needed a third corner. I think they found him. I think it's Jalen Smith as a third corner. He'll get better and better. He's a long, corner. I can cover, and showed he can pick off the passes. Damon Arnett Jr., and we've chronicled his comeback here and at www.click2houston.com and on my social media. I can tell you how much it means to him to be back in the NFL after hitting rock bottom and dealing with severe personal issues and legal problems and basically almost being exiled from football. And then finding his way in the UFL, the United Football League, with the Roughnecks here in Houston. And my first time meeting him in person, I talked to him on the phone a couple years before, got to know him a little bit. But now to know him a little bit more and to see what he's doing, pretty inspiring, because someone that has been through a lot, put himself through a lot, made a lot of mistakes. The best thing about mistakes is to learn from them, and that's what he says he's done, that he's made those proper changes. And hey, an interception, that kind of thing that, who knows, maybe you make the team. Certainly think he'll make the practice squad if he doesn't go to another team, if he does not make the 53. So he's someone to think about. At safety, a good effort by Rush East. Again, stacking 2 solid games. MJ Stewart making a few more plays. Didn't play great in my opinion against the Vikings. This was better. Green Goblin, also known as Jalen Mills, kidding, he's mostly known as Jalen Mills. He knows this defense. He played for this defense with Robert Saleh with the New York Jets last year, so he knows the D'Amico system, and that's very much what they're running. It's the Robert Saleh 49ers defense that D'Amico Ryans kept going as their defense coordinator, as the architect of 2 top-ranked defenses, and now trying to have a top-ranked defense here in Houston, Texas, with the Texans. So a pretty good day for the Texans, but let's keep it in perspective. It is the Panthers. They're not very good. I understand that, but they look good. And sometimes it's about looking good against the teams you're supposed to look good against. And that's a sign of consistency, and that they can stack some wins against the teams they're supposed to beat. And beat a few of the teams that people don't think you're supposed to beat, and guess what you might have? What the Texans are looking for, home field advantage. Encourage you guys to watch my interview with the McNairs. Thought about posting it, so maybe we'll post that on the channel as well. So yeah, check out some of their comments, including that they'd like to be back at the Greenbrier potentially. They're talking to the Greenbrier already. Cal McNair told me that. Very interesting. A couple of news and notes, just to reiterate some injuries front. So Joe Mixon, I'm told it's a complicated and tough situation, and that doesn't sound like it's leaning toward him playing in the first game. So if he is non-football injury to begin with, that changes the calculus in terms of the roster. So you would then have Nick Chubb, Damian Pierce, Dara Ogunbowale, Woody Marks, it looks like, and a fullback probably, Jakob Johnson. So that's how it's kind of shaped up at running back. And then, I said then at safety they have C.J. Gardner-Johnson with a knee injury, so he might begin the season on some sort of reserve list as well. And you look at the safety spot, Jalen Reed still recovering from a mild knee sprain. So you got some things there with the Texans trying to figure out a few spots. Linebacker, safety, third corner kind of starting to crystallize. So it's interesting. We're going to take this show on the road, but not before a couple of practices, 3 practices here in Houston, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, quick workout on Wednesday, like a walkthrough. Then I get on the plane to Detroit, Michigan, and we're going to have the, joint practice coverage in Allen Park where the Lions have their training facility, and then cover the preseason game. And then when we get back, they got to cut this roster down to 53 players. There'll be some very tough decisions for Nick Caserio and company. It is not going to be easy. It gets tougher and tougher as the roster gets better and better. So guys, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have some more videos today. We'll have this video, of course, these are my observations of the Texans and kind of the post-game thoughts, and just we'll keep this thing going. We are now over 14,000 subscribers. I believe we're about 14,200 and change, so continuing to grow, and actually maybe 14,300 now. So we're looking to get to 15,000. Let's do it by Detroit. Let's get to be that size of a channel. Let's do it. Let's get some ads going, perhaps. Anybody out there wants to participate and be a part of this fast-growing channel that you guys, it's a community. Now I'm answering your questions. I'm reading your comments. I'm hitting like on the comments. I like what you guys have to say. We'll be more and more interactive. Also you can read me for free at www.claytonhouston.com. I'm on social media, Aaron_NFL, and Instagram, AaronWilson7128. Guys, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a special season, and it's going to be a lot of fun to cover, a lot of fun to write articles about, and to talk about, because that's what YouTube's all about. Videos, and having some fun, just talking some ball. Just like we're at a bar or something, or wherever, sitting around on the couch, talking some ball, watch the game on TV, having some fun. That's what it's about, and, I'm privileged. I get paid to write and talk about a kid's game, so I'm very fortunate, very privileged to be in this position, and I enjoy it, and I'm excited. So, guys, don't want to be Joey Sunshine or too much enthusiasm for you one day. I don't know. I'm maybe in a good mood, but I'm happy about how things are going, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from the Texans. So I like to see some good football. As you guys know, I covered the Baltimore Ravens for 15 years. I covered Super Bowl champions. I covered Hall of Famers like Jonathan Ogden, Ray Lewis, and Ed Reed. I've covered a Hall of Famer here in Andre Johnson, and a future Hall of Famer in J.J. Watt. Who's the next Hall of Famer? Who's going to be in the Hall of Fame next for the Texans? Maybe I'm covering one of them. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see. So guys, until next time, look forward to our next conversation. And of course, we'll have Sports Sunday with Randy McElroy at KPRC2. And we'll have more coverage of the practices. And I may have a surprise for you guys coming tomorrow. So some good things happening with the channel. Thanks for your time. Bye.